Okay, House Hunters, right? Everybody knows the show. It's one of the most famous shows on HGTV. But the question is, how realistic is real estate reality TV? That's a lot of reels. Anyways, we're going to sit down and watch an episode of House Hunters together. And I'm going to give you my take on what is real and what is ridiculous in this show. And give me some feedback. And if you like it, hit subscribe. So for those of you who don't understand the premise, House Hunters takes one agent and usually a couple, young couple, who seem to be lowly underqualified for the mortgages they're applying for, but we're supposed to not even judge that part of the show. Anyways, they take them to three houses. Yeah, three houses. As if I've ever had a client who only saw three houses and then made a decision for the rest of their life. Okay. They go to see three houses, and then they get to pick one. And that's the one they get forever. Starts off really realistic. It starts off really real. Let's see how the episode goes, okay? Hang in there. This is the fun part that we start with, right? So whenever we meet new clients, you meet up and discuss what your wants and needs are to figure out, what that home wish list is. Let's see how aligned Jack and Megan are in this.
I know you're serious. I want to get out of that hotel room just as much as you do.
Yes. I'll tell you that I want a ranch because we'll all be on the same floor together. If Juliana needs something in the middle of the night.
Okay, this is like an ongoing theme in this episode. Megan wants the family to be together. So a one-floor ranch is sort of what she's hoping for, where everybody will be together. Okay?
The family.
I want a craftsman so I can have the opposite of what you were saying. I think we need some separation.
Okay. And Jack wants the opposite of together. He wants to be apart from the child and wife that he's committed to for the rest of his life. What could go wrong? This is actually the true love story in this whole episode. I don't think it has anything to do with Jack wanting a house. I think this is about Jack and his lawnmower.
I have had a lawnmower that has sat in our storage building, just collecting dust and me being nostalgic towards it.
The mower was stolen one time, and Jack literally called the pawn shop to get it.
How do you love a lawnmower? Like, spend some of that energy in loving your family, Jack. Remember that together, living together, not separated?
You've got this figured out.
I have crunched all of our numbers, and I think 300,000 would be the perfect sweet spot.
Okay, so Megan's done some research now, which is good. She's figured out what her finances are, what we can afford, and we can afford $300,000.
But he thinks they can go up to $400,000 to get everything they want, especially since she's insisting on a place that's never been lived in.
So Jack pulls a number out of the air. I was going to say something else. We'll say out of the air, and decides, nah, let's spend $400,000, even though our budget shows $300,000 is what we can afford. Then again, Jack wants more space and to be separated, so the difference in their budget might make sense here. Oh, we're on our way to our first house. This is exciting.
Well, it looks like you're getting.
And I'm sorry, didn't we just set the budget at $300,000, but the first house they're going to see is almost 25% above their budget? Do you know what would happen if I took my clients to houses that were 25% above their budget? They wouldn't be my clients by the end of the day.
Of space for me to do the cooking and cleaning.
So this is quartz?
Yes, this is quartz,
Okay.
and this is an upgraded feature, which is baked into this price, remember?
Okay.
So if you wanted to go for granite, you might save a little bit. Depending on how
You're already 25% above budget, so what's a few more $1,000 on countertops?
much option.
Well, honey, I think putting in our furniture that we currently have,
It would definitely fit.
would it shrink this room?
It might a little bit.
I'm sorry, what was that, Jack? Will putting our furniture in this space shrink the room? Okay. This is just a red flag, okay? The minute a husband or a wife starts coming up with, innocuous little issues like, will the furniture shrink the room? What it means to say is, hey, I don't really like this house, but I'm not going to be the one who makes that decision, so I'm going to be passive-aggressive about it and make comments that maybe will get you to not like this house. Let's see how that works for Jack.
This yard is absolutely perfect for what I'm looking
For
for on the
mowing.
weekends. Absolutely.
I don't see a fence.
No fence, but that's something that you could always consider in your construction costs.
So we're 25% above budget, something I've mentioned like, I don't know, 30 times so far. She's fine with them upgrading the countertops, the gas stove, running that gas line all the way in, and now a fence for maybe $5,000, $6,000. Because again, budgets don't mean anything in this world. Like, the bank's only going to give you a certain amount of money. If you go way above budget, you're not going to get approved for your mortgage. And then what?
Right. This lot also is a really big lot, so it would come with a lot premium. So depending on what you chose, your lot might be way less expensive and you might have a lot less defense.
So we're back to the bait and switch thing. Look at this beautiful house on this beautiful lot with all these beautiful features, and you can't have this one, but we might be able to get you one that has some of these things now that we've enticed you with a really nice option.
Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be a ranch.
I thought it was a ranch too. Like, I like these spaces. They're cool, they're extra bonus spaces, but to be honest, those ceilings, they're going to make it really hard to use that space or for an adult to stand up and not smack their head against it every time they get up.
Right now is, the construction time. All of that time is still in a hotel.
But don't you think it's worth it? Because we would have all of our touches, all of our finishes.
All that time is still in a hotel, dear, being close to you. And we all know I don't want to be close to you. I want to be separate and away from you and my child.
It terrifies me to live in this hotel for 6 more months. Our marriage would not survive.
I don't think your marriage is going to survive anyways, Jack. I really don't think so. Okay, we're getting ready for house number 2 now, okay?
For me,
All right, so what's that price? Closer to me?
it's actually $298,000.
So this is not
$298. A house within the budget.
on your list, right?
Hi, come on in. So this is the entryway. It does open right up to this den over here.
Okay.
I think that this could be a good space if you wanted a home office, maybe.
Okay.
This is a great space.
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
Jack, I know
$100,000 less.
high for your TV, but you've got tons of wall space over here where you could put your
Well,
TV.
we'll see about that.
Oh, we'll see about that, Jack. Just because you think you get a TV does not mean you will have a TV in this space.
I think the biggest give and take here is that everyone will be upstairs while I can be watching a game downstairs.
But I still feel
I think the biggest give and take here is that you will all be the heck away from me so I can sit here and enjoy watching sports by myself.
So you don't have to go up.
She also wants to keep an eye on me, make sure that my sound levels are where they should be.
She also wants to keep an eye on me. What is it you're doing? Is it that she's worried about you and the lawnmower spending quality time together?
this is wonderful.
No, it's huge, yeah. This is a full Saturday of mowing the lawn, right?
You
It's
and
perfect.
that lawnmower.
It'll
Yeah.
be great.
An activity for you.
So, dear, I work a lot, and I know I'm never around to spend time with you and our child, and I know that when I am around, I tend to want you guys in a separate part of the house so I can watch TV by myself. But with this house, there's the added benefit that on the weekends, I still don't have to spend time with you because I can be out here mowing this huge lawn all the time. Just me and my lawnmower.
Yes. Yeah, I really like this.
Definitely another feature to keep clean, though.
Yes, well, yeah.
What are you doing, man? Like, you're just poking the bear? Another thing for you to keep clean, dear.
Much cleaning that our daughter helps me dust now. My daughter is already turning into me, which is probably not a good thing.
A little bit of a self-esteem issue here, Megan. Okay, let's be honest. You probably focus on your cleaning because you don't have a husband who wants to be part of your family, and this is some sort of behavioral trait that comes out of it. I know, I'm not a therapist and I should focus on the real estate stuff. I'll try, I promise.
It's good size.
It's a good space.
But seriously, she
Need
does
a
need to
room
talk to
for
somebody about
Juliana,
this.
maybe?
I think this is way too close.
Yeah.
This is way too close for my child to be to me. I need at least 30, 40 feet from my child at all times, please.
Peace of mind, but as she gets older, she wants to have her own environment.
Maybe he wants the baby to be like in the garage or the shed outside so he can have a little more separation.
And she can see out to the backyard so she can watch you mowing the grass.
Oh,
Ooh.
even better.
Miss Realtor's taking jabs at Jackie Boy now. Okay, so we're back from commercial and we're about to see the third house, right? So the first house was like ridiculously out of their budget by 25%. The next one was just within their budget. Okay. And so the third one is obviously going to be somewhere in the middle, right? Like we show you the good, the bad, something in the middle, something for Jack, something for Megan. Let's see how this one goes.
Two-story Craftsman for me.
Yes, it's yours, not a ranch.
Love it.
Single-story ranch homes can be hard to find in this area in newer homes. Ranches tend to skew towards older and
409. Budget's 300. Here's a house that's 390. Here's a house that's 298 that you can afford. Oh, and here's the next house that's 409, so you can't even fathomably think about this house. What is the point of this?
Hey y'all, come on in. This house was built in 26.
So for perspective, it's a 4-year-old house when this show was filmed.
A lot of upgrades.
Okay.
Great.
The neighborhood has a great pool.
We saw
It's
that.
got lots of families and kids like yours.
I love
It's a nice house, nice features, especially for one of these newer houses.
A great upgrade. Granite countertops.
Yep.
I
Light,
don't really like
right.
these countertops.
No?
No.
What don't you like about
I
them?
just don't like the color.
Well, it's got the white cabinetry and the nice contrast in the island.
So I don't
The
like
even
two-tone either.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, so this is the point when an experienced agent is hearing what their clients are saying and realizes pretty quickly that this one's a no-go. Okay, she's pointing out these little intricate details that she doesn't care for. Let's move on.
I do like it. I like that there's a fence. It's in
It's a
its
really weird fence, at least in my opinion. Like, it's giving you no privacy. It's just a barrier, really. But if you're hanging out in your yard, you're sort of on display for everyone in the neighborhood.
yeah.
Seems like such a short day out in the yard.
I'm not worried about that.
And Jack's problem is that he won't be able to avoid his family very long if he just has this lawn to mow. So we're now at the point where Jack and Megan have seen their 3 options, the only 3 they're allowed to see in this show because that's realistic. And now they're going to make a decision on which of those 3 houses they are going to live in forever. So let's review their houses, right? There's the untainted, brand new, pricey ranch house full of upgrades that are going to cost them even more and won't actually look like the house they saw, but something like it. There's the cheaper 2-story house with the yard built for Jack to avoid his family forever. And the more expensive 2-story that's about 3 years old, so is kind of too old for Megan. Let's see which one they choose. Oh look, it's Jack and his lawnmower. I guess the story does have a happy ending, at least for Jack and the lawnmower, if not his family.
The price was just too good to pass up.
Wait, are you telling me that after all those amazing features we saw, you chose the one and only house that was actually within your budget? How shocking, how amazing that that would happen. Who would have thought it? Imagine if they had seen more than one house within their budget. The options would have been crazy. Okay, so things kind of worked out the way it looked like it was going to work out. But before we leave this episode, let's give Jackie Boy just one more chance to show his wife and child some love and respect. Let's see what he says.
My favorite part about this house is right behind me.
My favorite part of this house is right behind me.
Everyone else is
Not
upstairs.
right next to me, but right behind me. This TV that I can watch without you. Honestly, the gist I get from this is that whoever else was looking at this house can probably grab it back on the market in a couple of years because there's no way Jack and Megan are going to last that long. Okay? Just saying. Okay, so that is a reality show about real estate. And I know it seems like it's really more a reality show about couple dynamics because that's really what it is. They didn't do a lot of real estate here. Like, who really goes to see 3 houses and then makes a lifelong decision? Do you know that people normally see between like 5 to 15 homes and then have to fight and battle their way to get a house? So realistically, no, this is not how it works out. And don't even get me started on like the weird dynamics between Megan and Jack and how like there's so much to unpack and unravel there. But guys, that's my take on House Hunters. I'm happy to do another episode. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. And if you want me to do another video like this or if any other real estate reality show.